Hey, it's Anthony Bandiero here with Blue to Gold Law Enforcement Training, bringing the roadside chat from an officer in Nevada. All right. So here's the idea here is, do officers have exigency to enter a home based off of a verbal disturbance, verbal domestic? So let's say, a new officer responds to a disturbance call. Okay. The neighbors are calling up, hey, these guys are going at him. Upon walking up to the door, he or she hears screaming and yelling, coming from inside the house. The officer announces police and the yelling stops. The young officer then knocks on the door, but no one answers and can hear people moving inside. The officer is not sure what to do and waits for an additional unit. Okay, that's pretty common. Should be waiting for an additional unit anyway, right? The new officer relays the information to the senior officer. Hey, I heard these guys screaming. When I knocked on the door, yelled police. They stopped screaming. The senior officer decides to make entry to render aid based on the exigency to protect an occupant from imminent harm. Would the exigency be okay? Now, one of the things is the exigency stale, right? Because we waited for the senior officer. Well, first of all, I got to tell you, this is my personal opinion, and so take it for what it's worth. But I got a little hesitation to begin with, about why we're even entering this home. I'm personally not seeing the emergency aid exception applicable here. The emergency aid exception allows cops to force entry into a home without consent, without a warrant, when they believe that there is imminent harm or violence or render aid. But it seems to me that what we have fundamentally is a verbal, and I understand that verbals can escalate into physical, but I'm not sure courts are going to buy off on that as something, as a matter of routine, as an automatic. Is there anything else? Is there a history of violence at this house? Did the neighbors hear any kind of crashing plates and breaking plates and stuff, thrown on the lawn, which could indicate a propensity for physical violence? But I'm just telling you, my opinion here is that if you have a case and it's purely verbal, you have no evidence besides the fact that they're yelling at each other, that someone needs or needs your help in protection, I personally would not be entering that home with those facts. I'm just telling you, because I'm seeing this more and more with cases, because if I was the judge, I'd be like, okay, where is the where's the evidence that this person is about to be assaulted physically? People oftentimes get into verbal arguments. I've been in verbal arguments, with my spouse, and you have too. And if police knew that and knew nothing else, would that allow them to force entry into my home? I don't think so. And that's my point. So be careful there. You want something more than just a verbal. But even if, and by the way, this is not clear. I mean, in no way am I telling this senior officer that he or she did the wrong thing. By no means am I meaning any disrespect. I'm just saying, I'm sure there was a lot more. I mean, this thing is a paragraph. I'm sure in the real case, there was a lot more going on. And really, by the way, the officer's not really asking about that issue. The officer's asking about the staleness of it. And I'll answer that next. But I just want to let you know that, I respect you guys. And I know that there's way more more facts and so forth. And finally, the officer is really kind of talking about, is there a staleness issue here? The officer heard it and the noise stopped. Senior officer shows up on scene, then we make entry. I don't think that's a big deal, personally. I think there's an officer safety issue. Let's have more people up on scene. So if the court agreed that the first officer, the newer officer, had exigency to enter the home, I don't think waiting a few minutes, whatever it's going to be, for another backup officer is going to change the facts. It still could, if the court believes it, could erupt into violence if the officers, left and so forth. All right. So that's what I got for you. Just be cognizant of that. Again, my constant reminder to my cops is just please articulate. You're doing the right thing. Right? You're doing the right thing. Your intuition gets you, pretty far, but be prepared when it comes down to your reports and it comes to your suppression hearings and so forth. Articulate why you did it. All right. Hopefully help. Guys, before you leave, hit the like button. Subscribe if you're not already. Comment if you have something to comment. You agree, disagree, all that kind of good stuff. Let me hear it. Okay. All right. I'll see you next time.
When it comes to law enforcement training, we are the gold standard. Visit bluetogold.com or call 888-579-7796 to learn more about our training, books, and free webinars. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this channel.